Say your prayers, varmints.
Chili. Need this.
Hey, look where you're going!
Darling!
Run wild with the Animaniacs in Hollywood on your Sega, Genesis, and Super NES. Collect props and scripts before Pinky and the Brain take over the world. It's Konami's Animaniacs video games.
I give it 4 stars.
I give it 5.
Danita Stokes, president of HAG.
Oh, Sega Genesis really torques my snooty. Now you get a free 16-bit game when you buy a Genesis system. Oh, look at this Powerball from Namco. Vicious tackles and spin kicks in a futuristic arena. I'll take croquet. And about this Street Smart from Traco. All this fighting and busting heads. Oh, I got a knuckle sandwich for you, mister. You want real fun? Try macaroni art. Self-portrait.
Get one of these games up to a $70 value free, plus Altered Beast when you buy a Genesis. Danita Stokes, president of HAG.
It's bad enough that Sega Genesis has the most 16-bit games, but this new Sonic the Hedgehog, oh, he really ducked my doilies. They say he's incredibly fast. Well, what's the hurry, mister? And about his attitude. Smarty pants! Why can't it be more like that nice boy Mario? Oh, little butt!
New Sonic the Hedgehog, only on the 16-bit Sega Genesis system.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker video game, only on the Genesis system by Sega.
Imagine being as powerful, as ruthless, as thoroughly unpleasant as the Terminator. Unfortunately, on Sega, you're the nice guy. So to be any good really is gonna take ages.
Have we done anything about the Christmas shopping yet, love?
We? Don't worry. Come on, Arthur. Go on.
Who cares that you find just the right present for everyone? Who cares enough to put together a free gift guide that's full of good ideas?
Well, we're going to have a bath.
Who cares that you find just the right presents?
At this very moment, you're being charged up to $10 more to play certain games on Super Nintendo than to play the same games on Sega Genesis. Games like Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam, which is fine, really.
So, you slaughtered Son of Death Adder, barbecued his freaks. How do you progress to level 8? Well, you eat fast food, you humiliate every machine in the arcade, and you and you practice for real. That's my sidekick. Game over, sunshine.
Now, when you buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1, you'll get Sonic 2 absolutely free. Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fries. But wait, you can play it too. This free Sonic 2 is a $54.99 value. You get 2 Sonics for the price of 1. Sonic 2 fits easily into any tackle box. Made from a space-age polymer plastic for years of family fun. And pets love it too. Buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1 and get Sonic 2 free.
Act now. Wiener Dog sweater sold separately.
Our favorite squeezes. If you want to play an impressive game, squeeze a ton of semolina in a vacuum bag. Even more impressive for a troublemaker is squeezing whoopee cushions in an elevator. Best squeeze of all, and we're doing you a favour. We squeeze into a Mega Drive 3 games from Sega. If the thought of DOS makes your eyelids flicker, you get the whole lot for 150 nicker.
Somewhere on planet Earth, a scientist creates the ultimate machine.
At last!
A machine that will give him the power to journey into the Mega World. With thousands of colors, 16-bit graphic technology, and 10-channel Mega Stereo sound. The most advanced video game system in the universe.
Yes!
Mega Drive from Sega.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us.
From Sega, the Mega Drive, with Sonic the Hedgehog game. 16-bit console, which plays over 100 exciting high-tech games with high-quality graphics. Toys R Us price, $126.94.
There's millions such every all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Sega issues an all-points bulletin. The suspect is known as Knuckles. He climbs, he catches major air, he chills the reggae, and he's going head-to-head with Sonic.
Introducing the world's first backward-compatible game, Sonic and Knuckles. Play through 7 zones plus bonus stages against all new enemies. And it doesn't end there. Lock on your Sonic 2 or 3 cart and transport Knuckles to hidden levels in your old games. Sonic and Knuckles for your Sega Mega Drive. Printed at your video store now.
Con Mega Drive non ce n'è più per nessuno.
Eh sì ragazzi, Mega Drive regala Sonic.
Cosa?
Certo, in ogni console Mega Drive trovi Sonic già incluso nella confezione. Mega Drive regala Sonic. Mega Drive, chi lo prova non torna indietro. Giochi.
Hey you. Now sir, give me the Cyber Razor Cut.
Cyber Razor Cut.
Yeah!
There are over 100 Mega Drive games. They get faster, they get harder.
What are you going to do to keep up?
Who's next?
To be this good, thanks, Sega.
Cool. I heard Matt got a Sega Genesis. I heard Matt got a Sega Genesis. Well, I guess one more is okay.
The Sega Genesis. Game cartridges sold separately.
It's Groundhog Day!
Sonic 3 is coming.
Look for the shadow!
On Groundhog Day. Make that Hedgehog Day.
Did you see the shadow? Look out!
Sonic 3, February 2nd.
Introducing Castlevania Bloodlines for Sega Genesis. The most horrifying vampire hunt ever. 2 new heroes, plus hordes of evil enemies and ghastly ghouls. It's intense adventure from Konami.
bizarre crime has been committed. The public flabbergasted. Cops battle. To John True Public, I say the scene is awful. Carnage, mayhem, despair, anarchy. The cool spots have been kidnapped, and only one spot is left to save his cohorts. He'll need your help. Make no mistake, you'll encounter crabs wearing underwear, demented cheese-slinging pajama mice, teeth with no head. But remember, that little cool spot is out there somewhere. You may be all he's got. Cool spot on Sega Genesis.
Join the adventures of Batman and Robin every Saturday morning on Fox Kids and enter the Superhero Sweepstakes. 5 grand prize winners get the ultimate Sega video game package with Genesis, Game Gear, 32X, and Sega CD, plus a super pack of Sega superhero games, including The Adventures of Batman and Robin. 250 lucky others win The Adventures of Batman and Robin for either Genesis, Game Gear, or Sega CD. To enter, get us a postcard by August 10th with your name and address to Fox Kids Superhero Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 1129, Los Angeles, 90078.
Now it's your turn.
The clam. You can eat them, or they can eat you.
Hey, Sonic, let's race for a box of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Race for the taste, the honey sweet taste of Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's the honey nutty part of this complete breakfast.
Hey, Sonic, how can I get as good as you?
Now you can collect Sega Bucks only on marked boxes of Honey Nut Cheerios. You'll get $1 back for every Sega Buck mailed in, with Sega proof of purchase and cash register receipt. So it's easier to get awesome Sega video games like Echo Tides of Time.
Hey, Sonic, let's race for a box of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Race for the taste, the honey sweet taste of Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's the honey nutty part of this complete breakfast.
Hey, Sonic, how can I get as good as you?
Race for the taste.
Now, Honey Nut Cheerios offers you free Sega game tips right on the box, plus a chance to instantly win a Sega Genesis with the new Dr. Robotnik or Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron. Chances of winning 1 in 10,000. Check mark boxes.
Hi, Dad.
Where you been?
Jeff's house. New Genesis game. Kid Chameleon. 100 levels. 1,800 screens. Longest I've ever played.
That's good, son.
Every time I changed helmets, I was someone else.
That's nice, dear.
Skycutter, Cyclops, Juggernaut. I kept transforming.
Everybody's saying.
Can't. Later, Mom.
What's with him?
He's just having an identity crisis.
New Kid Chameleon, the multiple personality game. Only on Sega Genesis.
So, you got friends, but imagine if you had one special friend.
Hi, I'm your buddy.
One that would do anything for you.
Here, drink this. Chewy. Wear this.
Well, you can with Pac-Man 2, the cool interactive cartoon. He's your best pal, and no matter how much you abuse him, he'll still come back for more. So get Pac-Man 2 for Sega and Super NES.
Get the box.
I mean, what are friends for?
Introducing Pitfall, the jungle adventure video game. Just a reminder, not everyone wins. Pitfall, the mine adventure for Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo Entertainment Systems from Activision.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy squealed when I smoked him like a greasy slab of sausage.
Go, Freddy! Join Sparkster to crush the swine army in Konami's Rocket Knight Adventures for Sega Genesis. Unleash your animal urges with the only possum to hang with. Pigs fly with the flash of his sword and he's rocket-powered.
I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
Play Possum on Rocket Knight Adventures from Konami.
The Simpsons is brought to you by Shaq Fu from Electronic Arts. Kung Fu Shaq Style for Sega Genesis and Super NES.
Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Shaquille Bounty Hunter, enforcer of justice, left hand, right hand, register, lethal weapons, right foot, left foot, size 22, register lethal weapons. This is your target.
Introducing Shaq Fu, Kung Fu Shaq Style for Sega Genesis and Super NES.
Where do the stars of Sega Sonic 3 go when the game's over?
Sonic?
Are you guys in there?
No, they're at McDonald's, where Sonic launches with a push of a button and Tails flies who knows how high. 4 fearless toys, one with each Sonic 3 Happy Meal you buy. Where do the stars of Sega Sonic 3 go when the game's over?
Sonic? Are you guys in there?
Hey, here's a hint. They're at McDonald's in the $1.99 Sonic 3 Hamburger Happy Meal. Sonic launches with a push of a button. Tails flies who knows how high. And Robotnik barely dodges disaster. There's even this sweepstakes thing where 10,000 lucky folks will win free Sonic 3 cartridges. So if you're still looking for Sonic and his friends,
I need to report a missing hedgehog.
take the kids to McDonald's, where what you want is what you get.
If you think you're ready for life on the edge, if you think you can keep up with Sonic and his high-flying friend Tails, then maybe you're ready for McDonald's Sonic 3 Happy Meal. Or maybe you're not. But if you are, one Sega toy comes with each Happy Meal you buy.
Sega introduces Spider-Man with real web-slinging action. Genesis! New Streets of Rage. You control 40 incredible moves.
Gotta get Genesis like nothing ever before. Genesis is so much more.
Sega Genesis gives you more real villains, hot graphics, and killer 2-player action.
Genesis.
It's a whole lot more.
Genesis. Gotta get Genesis.
An incredible mania is sweeping Fox. Tasmania is coming to Fox 5 days a week.
That's exciting.
And to celebrate, we're throwing a Taz 5 Days Video Craze sweepstakes. You could win your own one-of-a-kind Sega Genesis home interactive system and the Sega Taz Escape from Mars video game.
Taz's favorite.
Plus, others win their choice of a Sega Taz Escape from Mars game cartridge.
They're coming to your neighborhood.
The pizza guy.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors! Now playing on Sega Genesis and Super NES. A 55-level feeding frenzy of prime-cut creature features. Fend off bee-moving maniacs with your weed whackers, exploding soda pop, and boozy squirt gun. Save the neighbors! Or they're dead meat. Zombies Ate My Neighbors! From Konami.
Genesis system now and get $30 cash back.
It's here! Game Genie now for your Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now get more power, live forever on your Super NES. You can even turn Game Genie's power up and on as you play. So get up, get out, get it now. Game Genie now available for your Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Sega's the best video games you can buy. Sega's excellent.
Better than like Nintendo's.
Fantastic. It's a rush. Ooh, Sonic. So fast. So fun. Gotta beat the level. Gotta beat the level. Sega's way ahead. Way more games in the competition.
A lot of games.
In price, nothing could like even come close to it.
I won't spend for Super Nintendo anyway. If you're not playing these games, you're a giant loser.
Isolated, detached. No one should have to play video games by themselves.
Hey, Tiny. I got something for you.
Fortunately, there's this new thing called the X-Band Video Game Network. It's the world's first video game network for your Genesis or Super Nintendo, and it can automatically match you to thousands of the most cutthroat video gamers in the country. All you gotta do is stick an X-Band video game modem into your Genesis or Super Nintendo. Plug in a phone cord. And in seconds, you'll be on the network. Once you're on, you can pick your own character. And even write your own codename in Taunt. X-Band works with your favorite multiplayer games like Mortal Kombat 2, NBA Live 95, NHL 95, and tons more. And there's new games being added all the time. X-Band has all kinds of stuff. There's X-Mail, so you can receive and send messages to other players on the network or to people on the internet. And you can read our 2 online newspapers. There's Bandwidth, which is packed with gaming, music, sports, and entertainment info. And X-Band News, which keeps you up to date with what's happening on the network, like national player rankings and gaming news. There's even tournaments where you can win big money. To get automatically matched with an opponent, just select Challenge. And we'll find you someone to play against, no matter where they live. And after your game, you can even chat with your opponent in real time. Or if there's someone you want to get even with, you can select them from your player list and pick a fight with your all-time worst enemy. X-Band. You never know who you're going to get matched with. To get on the X-Band Video Game Network, just pick up an X-Band modem wherever you buy video games. Then call 1-800-X4-X-BAND and sign up. And it's cheap. You can play locally for just $4.95 a month for 50 connections. And unlimited local play is only $9.95 a month. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Here's a list of new games coming this fall. So pick up an X-Band modem at Blockbuster Video. It's just $19.99 for the modem. And we'll even throw in 4 free video game rentals. And if you call now, we'll even give you your first month on the network free.
Something incredible is happening that will give Sega Genesis even more power. Game Genie now works with your Sega Genesis system in most games, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Kid Chameleon, Toe Jam, and Earl. Game Genie for Sega Genesis.
Excellent.
Sponsored in part by Sega, makers of Genesis, color portable game gear, and Sega CD, and the fastest, coolest video games ever.
Citizens living in the grip of fear. A justice system littered with criminals. The evil underworld of the city infesting the streets. It's time to take out the trash. In Sega's Adventures of Batman and Robin video game, vile villains are bent on trashing Gotham City. Fight through incredible 3D animation as Batman or Robin, or team up against the Joker and other vermin. The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Sega! Ooga Sega! Ooga Sega!
It's Video Mania at Toys R Us. Bring me the newest Sega Genesis games. Bring me Mortal Kombat! Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Jurassic Park!
Head to Toys R Us for over 750 of the newest, hottest video games.
Ooga Sega! Ooga Tooga!
Ooga Ooga. Video Mania, going on right now at Toys R Us.
Me again. I was telling you about the computer that thinks it's a toy. Pico. It's from Sega. Sega! Its software is called Storyware. Turn the page. It changes right on your TV screen. See? While she's playing Winnie the Pooh, she's learning all about numbers. With Mickey's blast into the past, he's having fun with history. And while he's playing Magic Crayons, he's learning to animate his own cartoon show. Or maybe you'd rather your kid just watch TV.
Magneto has arrived. In X-Men 2, play the most mutant heroes, including Magneto. Only on Sega Genesis.
From the North Pole, 2 renegade elves leave on a mission to deliver an amazing new game that will change every Sonic game ever created for Genesis.
Not now! We're never gonna make it! We'll make it! We'll make it!
Sonic and Knuckles arriving October 18th. Maybe.
My favorite? Cats! If you want to spin gunk at Jungle Scum. If you want to slam dunk like Robinson. If you want to bring down the best in the world. Or hit your lift on a pterodactyl. If you want to smash, crash in Monster Hell or fry the demons with a
exercise the racing.
To be this good takes ages, honey.
For those who purchased something other than a Sega Genesis,
Yeah, that's it.
our sincere condolences.
What a waste.
When you start with a Genesis, you can always add a Sega CD. And new Genesis 32X. Everything else is cold and stiff.
Burial or cremation?
Burn it.
Welcome to the next level.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do? And what if you don't have blast processing?
Sega! Has it got huge new zones? Yeah! Twice as big as Sonic 2? Yeah! Does it have the 3D special stage? Yeah! Do it!
New Sonic 3 is now available at a store near you.
Sega!
Sega presents one champion of good, one pawn of evil. It's Sonic and Knuckles. Not only is it the greatest Sonic game ever, it also comes with lock-on technology. Plug in Sonic 2 and use Knuckles to play in a whole new way. Plug in Sonic 3 for 34 megs of power, new worlds, and surprise endings. Sonic and Knuckles with lock-on technology, only on Sega Genesis. Sonic and Knuckles, other game cartridges, and Sega Genesis, each sold separately.
My very latest cut! If you don't want to hear your buns go crack, if you don't want a prattling galactic flat, if you want to stop the lemmings on the suicide run, or Blitz T2 with his menacing gun. If you're going to beat 6 menacing games, you need a lot more power in those brains. If you want to be a Sega nut, get inside my 2-stroke nut.
To be this good takes Sega, boy.
Genesis brings you the 16-bit arcade challenge with Ghostbusters. 16-bit thrills in Ghouls and Ghosts. And 16-bit arcade action with Forgotten Worlds. Gruesome ghosts, ferocious foes, battles of power, of magic and might. Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghostbusters, and Forgotten Worlds are for the Genesis system. Sega Genesis brings the arcade experience home. Games sold separately.
He can run, there's no escape. He can hide, that's his fate. He can fight with all his might and never win. When good battles evil, the real game begins.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do? And what if you don't have blast processing?
Play to win, October 24th.
In the 20th century, that a pox fell upon the land, a plague of home videos that were limited in intelligence. There was brain drain, and terminal boredom swept the countryside. The maker looked down and was not pleased by what he saw. He said, "This is not good." And so it was he brought forth Genesis, a system with twice the power, twice the intelligence, twice the challenge, twice the fun. Only a chosen few were called forth to experience this new dimension of high-definition graphics and stereo sound. And the maker saw what he had done and said, now that's not bad. Discover Genesis, and your world will never be the same.
Yo, he goes slow. He ain't no fool with the sonic speed. He just always cool. Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. No fool. Come on, just show me what you got. Going fast is cool, going slow is not. Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. No fool. Wild game, dude. 7 danger zones. You and Sonic speed through, or you are dead, son. Sonic the Hedgehog, the hot new game from Genesis Games. Systems and games sold separately. No fool.
The new neighbors are moving in. Maybe they'll have someone you can play with.
The only thing better than having a new Sega Genesis would be getting your hands on tons and tons of games, like Pink Panther, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and McDonald's Treasureland Adventure.
Do you want to play Sega Genesis?
Sega Genesis and game cartridges sold separately.
The designers of Sega's new World Series Baseball set up cameras to capture what it really feels like in a Major League box. Then made it so you can pick any Major League team in any ballpark and made it have all the players, even the guys riding a pine. So with Sega's new World Series Baseball, everything happens, well, more like it does in real life.
Hey, Ricky!
Oh! Sega!
You see this? It's called a carrot. Now get out there and ungrade him! $2 an hour, he's such a runner.
Dracula from Sony Image Stars. Sure, it's just a game.
Hand me the sacred spice, Lieutenant.
Take it, but leave my ultravision goggles. I cannot survive without them.
So you want to live in a comic book?
Greetings, puny mortals.
Welcome to the Comic Zone. Slave fiendish villains that get drawn back in, page by page. You'll feel right at home.
From the darkness of the oven, the slain beast.
We will live another day.
Comic Zone, only for Sega Genesis. Sega! Comic Zone game cartridge and Sega Genesis, each sold separately.
Listen up. Sonic 2 is here with 10 levels and a fresh new half-pipe. A casino zone, his new buddy Tails, and blast processing, which makes him faster than ever. With awesome new graphics, the new split screen lets 2 play, and a spin dash that can be startling. I love doing that. New Sonic 2 for Sega Genesis and Game Gear, each sold separately.
Gotta go. Hey, guy, you're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow!
What's this one?
Oh, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis. Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Wow, Sonic's fast, too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
But kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
I knew that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed. Sega Genesis, it's a whole lot more for less.
Here's a deal that's off the planet. Mega Drive Supersonic Author. Sega Mega Drive, the ultimate video game system, now includes the ultimate video game. Sonic the Hedgehog. Speed, action, graphics, gameplay. Plus, you get $150 worth of the latest games free. Mega action, mega value. Mega Drive Supersonic Author. The mega deal of the century from Sega.
If you've got a Genesis, or a Game Gear, or a Sega CD, there are new Sonic games coming, as you'll see on Sonic Mania Day. They're really fancy.
Si vous possédez un Sega Genesis, un Game Gear ou un CD Sega, il y a de nouveaux jeux Sonic qui s'en viennent. Et comme vous verrez, le jour du Sonic Mania, ils sont super rapides.
Get this! At school I found this magic lamp, and I wished for Disney's Aladdin for my Sega Genesis. It's like the movie! I got to battle sword-slashing thieves, and nasty palace guards, and ride a flying carpet. And I still have 2 more wishes.
Prove it!
Sega Genesis and Disney's Aladdin game cartridge, each sold separately.
Do unto others as others do unto you. New Vectorman 2, only on Sega Genesis.
We went to the big guy.
We laid the whole thing out for him.
We told him we had this great idea for a new game called Sonic and Knuckles.
It's Knuckles in his own game. Plus it has new technology.
Lock-on technology.
So you can play Knuckles in Sonic 2 and 3.
It's revolutionary.
He just laughed at us. So we sold the whole thing to Sega?
Who's laughing now?
Sega.
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Columns free. What Nintendo don't. Buy a 16-bit Genesis system between now and October 31st and get an extra game.
Unpleasant odors? You have just been invaded by Sega TV!
Tonight, we bring you
Wildlife! Romance!
This is Megan, start of a new Sega game. Megan! What's it like to be a Mega CD star?
Real tough. You try dying 2,000 times a day.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Billy from Romford! You don't zapper on my show!
The weather.
Weather is...
Was it you could do this move? Commercial break!
Sega Mega Drive. Got one? Now you can get Mega CD! Oh, quick, take a trip! Whoa! It comes with 7 games and even plays your music, baby!
Okay, Megan, let's get interactive. Now that's what I call Mega CD.
It's the Sega Summer Sizzle. Buy a Sega Genesis system before July 1st and get a free powered base converter. It lets you play over 120 Sega Master and Genesis games. You also get an extra Genesis game or 2 Sega Master games, up to an $80 value, free. Wait, you already own a Genesis system? Buy 2 Genesis games and choose either the power base converter, a 3rd Genesis game, or 2 Sega Master games. Free. It's summer, dudes. And this is hot.
The largest and hottest library of 16-bit games plays on Sega Genesis, featuring Streets of Rage, the fighting game that'll knock your socks off, with 40 individually controllable attack moves, and a neighborhood crawling with punks, muggers, and urban slime.
Streets of Rage, only on the 16-bit Genesis system from Sega.
Eternal Champions is gonna eat your old fighting games for lunch. No wonder. It has 9 huge warriors, 3 training modes, and over 315 martial arts moves. Bon appetit. Eternal Champions, only on Sega Genesis.
Welcome to the next level!
Hey! Is anybody out there?
How could you let that happen?
Pretend it's a game.
Sega!
How could you let that happen?
That wasn't too bad, kid.
Pretend it's a game.
This is the best way not to get your license on the first try. And this is the best way to get video games. Sega Channel, over 70 hot games a month for your Genesis machine. No lines, no limits, no late fees, just unlimited play on your TV. Sega Channel, less than $15 a month. Call your cable company now. Sega Channel, the only way to get it is to get it.
This is the story of Earthworm Jim video game. In outer space, a sweet evil cyborg lost a Queen cyberspace suit. Well, it smooshes. Bring that slimy Earthworm Jim, and blammo! He becomes a superpowered hero. He takes out that precious dog. Then that stupid worm goes onto the planet. He even tries mucus spongy jumping. And if that doesn't stop him,
Maybe the battle with Queen festering sweaty slug for a butt will. Earthworm Jim rumbling.
If you had jalapenos and beans for every meal, you'd have an atomic butt blast too. Booger Man for Sega Genesis. Hey, boogers aren't his only weapon.
Wasn't me! Mega World. Dieser Musikino Speaker, Hyper Touchman, Mega CD.
Sega!
No matter how dangerous the adventure,
Somebody prep for ER right now!
no matter how villainous the villain,
You'll be okay, sir. You're back at the ER.
he'll risk it all. Because he's back in Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge, an all-new hoppin' adventure with more mayhem, obstacles, and villains than ever before. Rated E for everyone. Frogger 2 for PlayStation game console, Sega Dreamcast, and PC CD-ROM. Windows 95 or higher.
I think we lost him.
Stargazer Barbara reveals
Sega TV!
What does the future hold for you this month of Mega CD?
Capricorn!
What future? Try harder or you'll be choppered, burnt out. What are they putting you back? Aquarius!
You're in deep water and back to down the pan.
Aries, no, game over.
Charters the boat!
You're dead meat. You'll end up a collection of matching leather accessories. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Ditto.
Scorpio!
Good time!
making movies, bands, babes. It's my time. But not for you.
Such it's Arius.
This month you're a twisted arrow spinning in a twilight sky. Let's face it, you're shot.
To be Mega CD takes Sega!
Young Bobby Engels has a problem. He needs to earn the respect of his peers. So he gets Sega Genesis, the ultimate action system. And then he buys Mortal Kombat, the arcade edition, and the all-new Shinobi 3, and Marvel's X-Men. Now, things are pretty much okay.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.
Yeah. You feel it, baby?
Yo! What are you doing? Pick up the pace. Get busy. Do it.
Yeah.
Hey! Is anybody out there?
Hey, my videos. Now that's tight. Word.
Shoot the tubes, dog meat.
There is no Nintendo CD. Understood?
Who does the first ever 8-meg game, the ultimate in gameplay, voted Game of the Year? Who does the third generation of the hot arcade hit Shinobi and lifelike 16-bit graphics? Does. Who gives you 2 stereo speakers free so you hear the great stereo sound of Genesis? Just buy any 3 Sega Genesis brand games before March and get 2 stereo speakers free.
When I play Terminator 2 with the Sega Menacer, I'm not afraid of deadly hunter killers, the indestructible T-1000, endless endoskeletons, the evil Skynet. Nothing.
Bobby! Come give your Aunt Bertha a big kiss.
Well, almost nothing.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show 'em! Want to see more?
Machine has appeared in homes across America.
Double and redouble his power. 33.
6 times more powerful than 3DO. Alright, 40 times more than Super NES.
Hey, yo! There is no 32-bit Super NES. Are we gonna see the games or what? Show me!
Increase the power of the unit 40 times.
Thank you.
Hear the sound razor-sharp adamantium claws make when they extract their revenge. They're here. Marvel's X-Men on Sega Genesis.
Stop just watching TV. Welcome to Sega Channel. It's cable, but you don't watch it, you play it. Your Genesis is hooked up to about 50 games a month, like Sonic and Knuckles, Earthworm Jim, and Super Street Fighter 2. Get secret tips and test drive new games before they're out. Pay what you want for as long as you want for one monthly fee. Sega Channel. Stop just watching TV.
have to watch the rest of this stupid movie to see how it's gonna end? Here, take control.
Those aliens are masters of disguise. Not your typical video game, huh?
You call that shooting?
Better pay attention. Those aliens can look like anybody. Your brother, sister, anybody.
Hungry?
Ground Zero, Texas, only on Sega CD.
Talk to your aunts.
So, I hear your grades stink. You don't look healthy. Eat a roll, eat a roll, eat a roll.
Fire in the hole!
Cliffhanger from Sony Image Stuff. Sure, it's just a game.
Here's my mind goofing off. My mom says it probably looks like some vegetable, but no plan could be so smart as to pick one machine that plays Sega Genesis and Sega CDs. That's the JVC XI. She could care. Put your mind to work, she says. I say XI comes with Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia. Hey, it's a CD player, plus you get stuff for free. So now it's see what you can do when you apply yourself? One mind, one machine. XI, multi-entertainment system. Call 1-800-JVC-XI.
I love the game. If I don't stop playing it, my wife is going to kill me.
You're in this dark, nasty place? Pretty disgusting.
Now on 32X.
It makes me sweat.
Welcome to the world of doom. A hellish nightmare for the more real, the more intense world of Genesis 32X.
It takes my mind off work.
Just one of the astounding new games for the machine 6 times more powerful than 3DO.
Sega!
Mysterious machine has appeared in homes across America.
32X. Redouble his power.
Go! Just stick it in your Genesis.
Alright, baby.
Can we see that again?
32X.
Let's go!
Increase the power of the unit. Increase the power of the unit 40 times.
Hey man, your set was stolen.
For those who purchased something other than a Sega Genesis,
Yeah, that's it.
our sincere condolences.
What a waste.
When you start with a Genesis, you can always add a Sega CD and new Genesis 32X. Everything else is cold and stiff.
Burial or cremation?
Burn it.
Welcome to the next level.